Good evening. This is Miss Poopee Doodee, world's most determined reporter, reporting for Channel 666 Eyewitness News. Today's news item of the day, well, it's actually a very standard topic. The kind of topic that gets covered in a lot of news, internet sites, and regular news. And that topic is, what kind of cell phone user are you? I know, something everyone would like to know. So, well, actually, there are two kinds of cell phone users, One kind is, they sometimes use it more like they buy a track phone that's like pay as you go, or, they use it as an emergency, like if they're stranded on a highway or something like that. If they're about to get robbed and they're running away from a criminal or something like that, then they call 911. Though lately, 911 is terribly inefficient, and sometimes if you're calling them and telling them someone is, chasing you and wanting to rob you, it becomes a really big problem, I mean, it would be a whole lot easier if you could just carry your own gun in New York City and defend yourself, but that's a different issue. Anyway, so I mean, those are the kind of people that would carry those, simple track phones, for those emergencies. Then there are the other users who are, they like the cell phone because they really, really like cell phones. And not only do they really like cell phones, but they cannot leave their house without a cell phone. And even when they're on the road or on the streets, they've got to talk to somebody. If they're eating by themselves, they've got to call someone. They just have to use their cell phones. So, it comes in all these different varieties of colors, and you get different plans in your cell phones, you get different ringtones, and then, depending on, the layout of your cell phone, like the shapes of it, people have their own tastes. So, for some reason, people think that when they have their different tastes in the style of cell phones, that makes them a different person. But, the kind of person that typically uses cell phones, it's not really, it's not determined by the shape of your cell phone or the color of the cell phone. Because the fact that you are a cell phone addict and you keep having to talk on it all the time, you're actually an imbecile. But not you who are watching it and are not imbeciles. Or perhaps you are imbeciles if you are addicted to your cell phone. But those people are definitely imbeciles. And that's the kind of cell phone user those people are, imbeciles. And now you know the answer to the question. So what are the long-term effects of using a cell phone? So now let's take it to Doctor, who is, as always, in her lovely mansion, looking as lovely as usual. And let's ask her, what are the long-term effects of using a cell phone? Well, one of the long-term effects of constantly using the cell phone is that eventually everybody is going to get brain cancer. And the problem with cancer, especially brain cancer, is that there is no cure for it. But perhaps the only advantage to cancer not having a cure is that if these imbecile cell phone addicts get cancer, they will definitely die because there is no cure. Well, what do you think about this, Doctor? Oui, Miss Poopee Doodee, that is a very, very good point. Cancer is a really, really tragic thing when it affects good people. But in this case, since it seems that it is only going to affect the imbecile portion of the population, then it's actually making the world a better place. Who would have thought of that? What irony such a terrible disease can have? Well, I mean, this can be a very controversial topic because is cancer of the brain, I mean, that's a very serious issue, and it can also be a very painful one. I mean, it's not really a very good thing to be happy about human suffering. So how much suffering is going to take place when a cell phone addict has brain cancer? No, they are not suffering at all. Many of these cell phone addicts never really had much of a brain to begin with. They are not the kind of people to go out and explore various possibilities. Sometimes
some reality show or some gimmick-ridden show like 24, they are unable to comprehend anything that is extremely complicated. So, as a result, their brain is extremely small. So when they get brain cancer, it is going to be a very quick and painless death. Nothing to really worry about.
Thank you, Doctor, very much for coming on the show and giving us your insight. As always, it has been very helpful.
Oh, thank you, Miss Poopee Doodee. And how you ask it is that I know all of this? I'm a doctor. I know everything.
Thank you, Doctor, very much for your wonderful insight. So remember, folks, the good thing about cell phone addicts eventually getting brain cancer is that you're going to eventually have less pollution. Mainly less pollution of imbeciles by imbeciles. And it would also start making the human population beginning to look pretty good. Especially, you know, if there were aliens watching planet Earth. I think that they would see an improvement, even though right now, if they're watching planet Earth, they're probably laughing a whole lot. So the only way that we can improve the human population is by hoping that these imbeciles die of cancer or just, you know, pretty much disappear in some way. So it's always good to solve two problems. One is pollution, and the other is getting rid of a lot of imbeciles that are really serving absolutely no purpose to civilization. I mean, that is if you want civilization to progress. If you want it to go backwards, then, you know, these imbeciles seem to be pretty good at doing that. But anyway, once again, this is Miss Poopee Doodee, world's most determined reporter, bringing you the latest in news and also standard topics in today's world. So stay tuned to Channel 666 Eyewitness News.